Woohoo! Hey everyone, and
What's up?
welcome to episode number 7, 8
I don't know what one this is.
of the Drum Department. As I noticed, the cast of characters is kind of thinned out.
They've all left us.
What's going on, man?
Yeah.
Which one am I looking at? I'm looking at you. Okay.
That one there, yeah.
So Kyle's out in the Netherlands
Yep.
on tour with a band called Nearly Neil, and they're a Neil Diamond tribute band. Mm-hmm. They're actually very good. So
Yeah.
all professional musicians, like they literally tour with this group. So
Yeah, they're and if you're out there in Holland or the Netherlands area, go and check them out.
yes, definitely. Brandon is out in Switzerland. He is currently filming with a very special drummer, someone named...
Now we were going to keep it quiet, but on his Facebook,
he just went and published it.
Yeah, he even published it, so I guess we could say.
Yeah, so Brandon is filming a project with Phil Collins and his son Nick. So it's like one of the, I think the only documentary / type of video project that's ever been done with Phil where we're really going to focus on his drumming, the choices he made, the gear he used. Basically a documentary about Phil Collins
As a drummer.
for drummers. Yes.
For drummers, as a drummer, and he was really pumped too because he's had lots of people talk to him, but no one's ever focused on just drums. So it's going to be a cool project. That's where Brandon is. So it's just me and you, man. It's like old times.
It's old school. It's old school, but we're going to have a lot of fun today, so thank you for coming out. For those of you who are just joining us and don't know what is going on here, this is the Drum Department. This is where we get together pretty much every single week, and we talk about drum stuff. We talk about things that are going on in the community. We talk about new products that are launching. We talk about stuff that's happening inside of Drumeo, and we overall just like to have a lot of fun. It's like going to your local music store. At least that's the way it was for me, where I went and met every week or 2 weeks, I went and met my drum guy.
Yeah.
Growing
In the
up.
drum department, and you just chat for an hour about drums.
So if you're listening to this on any of the podcast platforms, thank you for joining us. Feel free to leave us a review. If you're inside of Drumeo, you got the stream here. We're going to also be with you after the stream is over, where we get to know our students better, answer any questions they have. And we're also live on YouTube, so we're everywhere,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Let's get into it, Dave. First, I want to just give a big shout out to the sponsor of this episode. A guy named Nathan contacted us a while ago, and he developed this product called the NBO Backsboard. Now,
I don't think I've never seen this. I've never seen this.
the name doesn't really tell you at all what it is. I know it works in his head, and I've chatted with him before.
NBO Backsboard?
So it's not the best name, man.
Okay.
But the product is incredibly well made, and I actually have one on my kit at home. So basically, this box is open. This is the one we're giving away, totally sealed. So basically what this is it's a product that's designed by a drummer, and so it really comes with this whole like use of a drummer first, but it can be used for anyone. It's basically something that connects to any one of your cymbal stands or any of your hi-hat stands. Just hold it up for everyone there. And you can have like a mouse on it. You can put drum keys on it. There's a couple of wings that slide out.
It's a little magnet here.
Yeah, so that can hold pieces of paper
brilliant.
onto the actual unit. There's a little like cloth net that goes in the bottom, so you could put cymbal washers, wing nuts, which you pretty much lose every time you take them off.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay, this is instantly cool.
Yeah, and it's all made really well, like high quality machining. Comes really nicely packaged. I believe it's around $130. Do you know Tyson? We got Tyson back there. Shout out to Drumeo's drum tech. What's that?
I just said, hey, Drumeo.
You got a mic now.
I got a mic
I like
back
that.
here.
I like that.
Hear me.
And by the way, we got Jack Thomas on the board there. Say hi to everyone, Jack.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah.
Jack's making sure you can hear us, and we got Dylan making sure that you can see us.
So where do you usually put this on your kit at home?
I put mine on my hi-hat stand because if I want my mouse on that, I can just easily access my computer from farther away.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's totally adjustable. Really cool product. So we're going to be giving that away to one lucky Drumeo member at the end of this stream. I actually don't know how we're going to choose you right now, but we'll figure that out as we go, as we always do. But it's a really cool thing. And so if you just do a Google search for NBO Backsboard, you'll find more information on this product. And maybe you can put one on your kit.
Yeah,
Dave's going to install it right now.
I'm just installing it right now. No instructions needed, guys.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's super cool. Now, if I had my phone.
So it comes with a multi-function holder, 360-degree adjustable clamp, 3 modular extensions. The kit on sale includes 2 extensions. You can add a third. 1 magnet for your scores, 1 storage net, 1 Velcro to put under an iPad. So I guess you can put a piece of Velcro on your iPad, and then that'll stick to that thing. Cool product. Neat idea.
Super cool. Yeah, I dig it. And I'm very skeptical with like little trinkets like this that you can put on because I rarely actually use them, but I can see myself using this.
Yeah, it's a nice place. It gives you a place to store your phone. Look at that.
I know.
Can you get in on that, Dylan?
Yeah, check this out. And I can put that right here. I have a little, I guess this is like to keep your set list there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Super cool though.
So cool. Thank you, Nathan. And we'll announce the winner at the end of the show. You got to be here live, by the way, so if you're have a chance to win it. So if you're watching this afterwards, we apologize. Next thing, Dave, I wanted you to try something.
Okay.
I get sent a lot of stuff. Drummers just send me all their new ideas and everything. And I love it. So if you have a new idea, feel free to email me, jared@drumeo.com. You could text Dave, 604-897-0199.
Of course.
And you can just let us know what products you have. Maybe you've developed it. And those are my most favorite because someone's actually taken their idea, executed on it, and brought it to life.
And actually made it something. Yeah. Okay, so what have you got for me?
So the first thing is these PhysioStorm drumsticks. So a while ago, a student messaged me and they had been dealing with arthritis and they were having trouble to continue playing drums because the transfer, like when you hit the stick over here, there's a lot of vibration and that was making their wrist pain act up and other things like that. So they developed a product called PhysioStorm, and as you see here, there's pieces of rubber that go onto, let me try and pull it off, that go onto the stick. Can you get it on that?
Oh, look at that.
And so these pieces of rubber basically act as a dampener to any of the vibrations that are coming from up here when you hit the stick. So if you're playing metal and you need to really shred at 200 or 300 BPM, these aren't really going to be for you. You're going to want to get normal sticks, but if you have wrist issues, you have any other hand problems, and you're struggling with all of that vibration transfer, and it's starting to give you pain, this is a product you might want to check out. I got no kickback from saying that or anything like this. It was literally on my desk, and I kind of just mess around with it while I'm in meetings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, Dave, why don't you just hit the drum, and then normally, and then hit with a normal stick, and then hit the drum with the PhysioStorm, and see if there's a difference.
Okay, I'll do the snare first. Oh yeah, you can definitely feel that when you notice it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it does. It
help?
takes it away quite a bit. Now I can still feel the vibration, but nothing like I do when I'm not playing with a regular stick.
Yeah.
It kind of shoots up. You can kind of feel the stick a little bit buzz in your hand, and then you can feel it all the way up to your elbow. I'm used to that, right? Like if I were to play, then if I play like this, it's night and day. Yeah. That's super cool. I've seen a lot of grips like this before, just to make sure you don't drop your stick.
Yeah.
But the way this is presented,
it does make the stick a lot heavier, so that's one thing to notice.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're playing a gig, an hour and a half gig with this, you're going to get blisters.
Yeah.
You know?
Next up, Dave, we're going to keep moving here because we have a lot to go over.
Yeah.
Someone sent me this product, and at first I was like, what the heck is this? But I actually really like it. Hey, Tyson, you like it? This is a really well-built, it's just a well-built kind of practice pad. You could put it on a shelf in your house or your drum room, and it looks cool, right? But if you wonder what this is here, right?
Yeah.
Well, you can put it on a table, right? You can now practice. You can make adjustments to this sort of thing, the actual pad. But what this is cool about is you can actually sit on this. Oh, sorry, the other way. No. Is it this way, Tyson? Yeah, there we go. You see, you sit on this, and now I'm actually able to.
No way.
And I would actually just move this forward and do some adjustments.
Oh my goodness. Look at that.
So it's a nice little piece of furniture / practice pad. Do you know the name of this product? KJ.
The practice seat.
They're made in Virginia. 804-725-9664. Sales at KAYJAE.
What is it called though?
I don't know. Do you know what it's called?
I don't.
But I saw it in my office before I came down. I'm like, man, I gotta show this to everyone because it was so kind of me to send it out.
Yeah.
And you should check it out if you want.
Is it maybe called Prentice Pad?
Yes. Prentice Pad.
Prentice Pad.
Is that the same Prentice Pad?
Yeah.
They've updated it
They've
then.
updated it, yeah.
Cool. There's so many different practice pads out there, but
At one point, I think Dom was a follower of these guys. Dom Famulero was a follower.
well, they used to have just like the one angle,
Right.
And then you can either have it angled. There was like
I don't
four.
know if it's Prentice, you guys.
I don't think it is.
No, I don't think
Unless
it's
they've
Prentice.
really updated it.
Someone in the chat will find it and let us know.
Yeah.
Maybe someone in the Drumeo chat.
Super cool though.
Yeah. So another product for you to check out. All right, let's get into this because we got a lot to get through. I'm actually going to be giving Dave a little bit of a quiz later. And we got Tyson, who's going to be doing Tyson's social drumming experiments, which is officially the worst name, I think. And so if you have a better name for Tyson's segment, please let us know. But we're going to be doing an experiment on stick tips. Can you hear the difference between a wood tip, nylon, brushes? What are you doing?
Yeah,
You're going to let us know?
I got a wood tip, a nylon tip, two different types of rods, and a brush.
Okay.
So we're not
just gonna
going
play.
into like acorn or
we're
anything like
talking
that. Just wood tip.
nylon tip,
All right.
rods, brushes.
I think I would do good on that. I think I'm going to do
I
good
would
on
think
this one.
so too, but then I tested it at the beginning. Now I knew what was in my hand, but I was trying to hear it. It's tough. It's tougher than I thought it'd be.
All right.
David says Tyson's Furious Tips.
I'm pretty furious most of the time, if you know me.
Well, here's a social, whatever.
Drumming experiments. I don't know,
Drumming
man.
experiments. All right.
So let's get into it. Dave, let's talk about some pet peeves. Now,
Oh, dude, I have a lot of pet peeves.
Yeah?
Did you see the list I wrote?
yes, I saw some of the lists you wrote.
I had to stop myself from writing them
Right.
because I could have kept going. And I figured this is going to be a long segment if we keep going. You have some pet peeves as well.
I do have lots of pet peeves, but let's get into a few of them. I know we have probably too many to talk about in this amount of time. Here's one of my pet peeves. You can never find a drum key when you need it. Isn't that the case?
And when you think you have it nailed, you lose it. You know, I have some in my drumstick bag, they're gone. Or this one, when you drop it, say you're tuning this, you drop it and then it's just gone forever. You don't know where the heck it goes. Sometimes it's under your bass drum. Yeah, that's the worst.
I can never seem to keep track of them, yet I have like 100+ drum keys.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So another one of my pet peeves is when I see a drum set posted for sale on Craigslist or something like that, and it has like two toms that are on they're gaped on either side of the kit.
Okay.
A big 16-inch floor tom that's like this with nothing on with no actual, like, what do you call those things? Legs? Floor tom legs?
The reason why I'm so pumped you're saying this one because that is one of mine, and I even sent Jack 2 pictures because
Oh, really?
I was on my local Facebook last night on Marketplace, and I saw two kits that were for sale, and I was just like, this is a pet peeve, and I realized, oh my goodness, this is what we're talking about. Jack, do you have those?
Yes, I do. I've got one pulled up here.
Okay, Jared, check that out. This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Well, it's obviously people who bought the drum set for someone in their family and they never actually took the time to learn how to set it up.
Show us the other one there, bud.
And you wonder why that person is selling it. Oh, yeah. It's just atrocious.
It's just atrocious. It's like all you need to do is Google drum kits and then just set it up as if a drummer would have set up the kit.
Yeah.
You know, even if you're not a drummer, I totally get it. You're selling it for your son, you're selling it for a friend, whatever. It's been in my attic for years. Just Google drums and set it up so it looks like that. Otherwise, like, I'm not buying that kit.
Yeah. Has anyone bought one of these kits where it was on Craigslist and it was completely set up wrong? You could probably get a better deal if that's the case, eh?
Well, that's the thing is, you know, they have no idea what the value is of them if they're setting it up that way. But oh my goodness. And it's not even cheap kits. I saw a DW Collector's one set up that way. And I went to go and buy it. And when I got there, it was already sold. She's like, yeah, I got 2 other people coming. And I went and she was selling it for like $900.
Oh, wow.
And it was a blue, like 7-piece. Oh, it was gorgeous.
So I didn't know what they had.
I had no idea what they had.
Okay.
Said, yeah, go ahead.
Here's another pet peeve is when you go to play a gig and you find out you're sharing the drum set. You ever done this before?
Oh, yeah.
You know, a lot of gigs, they don't have a lot of time to switch things over. So you have to just share one kit, and then you can bring the breakables, right? You can bring your cymbals, maybe your snare, maybe your pedal. But a lot of times drummers will come there with nothing, and they'll just kind of have this expectation that they're using all of your stuff, and your kit somehow gets deemed to be the house kit. And then they're going to play their set, and you just see them absolutely bashing and crashing. And you feel like your cymbals are going to break, and you feel like you're watching a family member die. It's like things just breaking. Big dents in the snare, in all the drum heads and things like that.
Or when you see like your tom constantly hitting your snare drum as he's playing it. Oh my goodness.
Dude, that's happened with like me with you.
I'm sure it has. Actually, I know it has.
It 100% has.
You're paying for that. That's how you learn, though, everyone. Okay, now on the other side of that, another pet peeve I have is if you do say, yeah, you can use your drum kit, and they don't buy you a beer.
Right.
It's like, I remember the first time I let someone use my kit, he bought me this. It was just a beer, that's all it was. But it was like, man, that's the way to do it. And ever since then, I'd always do the same thing. If you're gonna let someone, or if you're gonna borrow someone's kit, buy them a beer, buy them something, give them a thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had a couple of those getting to the gigs.
When I had one of my gigs, I got there and I forgot my snare drum, which is like the worst case scenario. Like you can forget a lot of things. Yeah. You don't want to forget the kick pedal. You don't want to forget your snare drum. Yeah. You can even do without cymbals as long as you have your kit with the snare. So I asked the guy to use his snare, another drummer. There's like 3 other bands playing. And he just said no. He's like, you snooze, you lose.
It's not even like a battle of the bands or anything. It's just like, just be a friend.
Yeah. So I offered him $20 and then he said yes. So I guess it was mainly just so he could maybe replace the snare head if I broke it. But
so you rented it.
I basically rented the drum from him that was on stage already.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Here's another pet peeve of mine. And for those of you who are gear heads like me, just love buying gear, love checking out drum shops, when you go to a music store, specifically to buy drums, and they don't want you playing anything, I just cannot stand that. It's like I loved the old school Tom Lee music we had down in Vancouver.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Did you get to? Tyson got to grow up in that culture.
Yeah, I store managed that store for about a year.
Well, that's probably when it was good.
Yeah.
Now it's not good at all, and they had this culture where when you went in there, everyone was playing. It's like, yeah, it was hard to talk. Mm-hmm. It was hard to have communication, but you really weren't there for that. You were there to check out drums, right? And I just loved it so much. I always asked my dad, can you take me to Vancouver to Tom Lee Music?
So I can play some of their drums.
Just so I could play all the drums. This is back in the day when AOT drums was kind of big in the kind of mid to late 90s. And that's one thing that really inspired me to keep playing, is going there and being part of drum culture. Because where else does this exist in the physical community, right? It's at music stores, it's at drum shops, drum festivals when they happen, drum clinics when they happen, but these things are not happening as much as they used to.
So you go there and they kind of give you the stink eye, or they're kind of like, just, like...
Oh, because they're trying... I just remember the guy having a call and him just going like this, kind of hiding behind the thing. And he's not telling anyone to be quiet. He's literally suffering so other people can just enjoy the drums that are there.
Totally.
And because of that, when I think I was 15 years old, and I had saved up a little bit of money, and so I wanted to go to that drum shop and just get anything I wanted. So my dad let me take out a loan, which was much too big for a 15-year-old. Yeah. And I had to go to the bank and sign the documents, which later I found out were completely useless because a 15-year-old can't guarantee a loan in any way.
What, did he do it just to for the...
He told the banker just like, hey, just let him come in and sign the papers. Because he wanted to teach me about, debt and responsibility. Totally. And hey, if you want to buy this, you can buy that, but now you're responsible to do that. And so I had to work like crazy just to pay the bill. But when I was 16 was when I got my license. Yeah. And so I spent $4,000 on a vehicle, which is all the cash I had saved up. And then I cannot believe it, my dad let me take an $11,000 loan.
Whoa. You took out an $11,000 loan when you were 16?
15.
15 to buy your drum kit? Mm-hmm. My first drum kit cost me $200. It was
it was my first drum kit, by the way.
It wasn't your first?
No. This is my third or fourth kit.
Still $11,000.
Because I was obsessed with drumming since the day I started. I would play like many times 8 hours plus a day.
Yeah.
And so I used the kits, and they knew that.
Yeah.
And I grew up on a farm. I grew up in a very awesome home. I owe a lot to my parents. And as another thing my dad always says is I was part of the Lucky Sperm Club. In that I was the one that got through, which I kind of think is true for many of us.
Yeah.
In that the fact that we're even here is pretty remarkable, right? So that's why I bought this little Nissan King Cab truck, and then I loaded it with $11,000 of drum gear. But I had a pile. I had 3 guys help me. I got remote hats. I got X hat. I got all new cymbals. I got a rack system. I got tons of cymbal stands. I got everything I wanted. And my dad wrote them a check, and then we were on our way. So
Tyson, were they on commission at Tom Lee?
Tom Lee was a commission store, yeah.
well, they liked us that day.
They loved you that day.
What drum set was it, Jer?
I actually bought the drum set used, so because I wanted to spend more on the other stuff. So I bought a 9-piece Power V, a Yamaha Power V kit,
God, yes.
which was it's a beautiful kit, but really deep toms, and it was a black. What type of wrap would you call it? Just plastic, probably. Hey, it wasn't super high quality, but the drums sounded really good, and it allowed me to have one kit to take for gigs, one kit to just play at my practice room, and one kit to set up as like the world's largest drum set whenever I wanted to. And
with the remote hat. That's the best part.
Well,
you had a remote hat.
How can you pretend you're Terry Bozzio if you don't have the remote hat? I saw him at the, we're getting off topic here, but I saw him at the Vancouver International Drum Festival years ago. And I went home and did open solos for the next week straight. So,
well, that's crazy. Okay, well, we're on pet peeves. I got one for you here.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the most common one. I saw you posted on Facebook too, and a lot of people said this one, bass drum creep. Okay, that is the most frustrating thing.
Isn't it your own fault though?
Tyson, I don't want to hear if it's my fault. It's my fault. All right.
You need to take some personal responsibility, Dave.
It is the worst. Sometimes you're at a gig where there's no carpet. I actually was at one gig where I forgot my carpet, and we ended up going to the place next door and grabbed the shoe, whatever you call those things, like welcome mat.
Yeah.
And I put that there, and it helped a little bit. But yeah, if you don't have a carpet down, or if your spikes just aren't doing it, and then every so many songs you have to pull your bass drum back, oh man, that's the most frustrating thing. And we're talking about pet peeves, and that is a pet peeve of mine.
Right.
So yeah, and I know a lot of you have mentioned it, even on your post, talking about it before.
On that note, a pet peeve of mine is when I used to go play at a lot of schools.
Oh yeah.
And we did like their, what do you call them, where they all met, assemblies. And a lot of time I'd get there, and for some reason I wasn't traveling with the carpet, which was a really dumb thing to do. I should have always traveled with the carpet.
Always.
But I had to ask them for one, and they brought me back this little so I'm like, okay, your floor is not going to get wrecked from the spikes, but it's going to get absolutely shreked from my pedal spikes, which I'm going to have to deploy.
Yeah.
So, let's keep moving along here, Dave.
All right. Do you want me to tell you another one?
I'll give you one.
Go ahead. When drummers take too long to sound check, like you're at this bar gig and you're thinking that you're changing around and tapping the mic and it's going to change the outcome. It's like, come on, you're at a bar gig. Right. Get up there, make sure you can hear yourself, and get off. I have people they'll do 3 or 4 songs. Oh, hey, let's try this one because I play the low tom on that one. Pick a song you're going to do for your sound check that includes the low tom. Anyway, I can go off on that one. I hate it. I've been sitting down there waiting for our sound check and just seeing these drummers taking way too long to sound check. Go up there, be quick, get off.
So that's not like drumming pet peeves, that drummers have for everyone else. That's a pet peeve that you have with other drummers.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
yeah,
you're
it's a pet peeve when you're sitting there waiting and then you see this drummer, you're just like, all right, let me just tap this one here.
How long does everyone take to sound check here? That's what I'd like to know. How many songs do you do to sound check? One.
Yeah, not even one.
Half of a song.
Half a song, and you choose a song that has everyone playing, bass, guitar, backup vocals. You don't do it anyway. Yeah. I got a lot of another one of talking about pet peeves for more band related. But when you get a 2 p.m. sound check, and your show doesn't start till 10 p.m. and then you get there and then you realize that the board they're using isn't even a digital board. So what is the point of doing a sound check at 2 p.m.? You're wasting all this time. You're done. You set your drums off. The next band comes up, totally destroys the sound check you just did. And then you got to wait for 8 hours before you play your show. I don't know. Have you ever had that happen?
Well, and in many cases, they won't even mark what they're doing. No. I've done a sound check like that before. I'm like, so how do you remember what you just did? It's like, I didn't write anything down. I'm like, why am I here?
I've seen some take pictures. Oh, okay, yeah, you're a little 3-inch phone or whatever, trying to see what it is. Right. If it's not a digital board, and you're getting your guys in at 2 p.m. for a sound check, and you're showing until 10, you're doing something wrong, and that is a huge pet peeve.
Yeah. Okay, speaking of shows and playing live and this type of thing, don't you hate it when you're playing with a band and you speed up because everyone's super excited, you're playing live music, and then as soon as the song's done, they're like, hey, that song really sped up, and they're looking at you.
I know.
And obviously, it's partially. I think we're probably should take the largest blame.
Well, it's a
But
collective.
it's not always our fault, is it? Is it always our fault if we speed it up?
I think
sometimes.
Yeah, I think it's our responsibility to keep it in line, but the worst is when you have like a guitar start the song or a singer start the song.
Right.
Like the singer's like, all right, guys, he'll sing the chorus with just a cappella with his, and he started it fast, and then you're trying to slow it down, but they always blame you. It doesn't matter what it is. If if anything timing wise happens in the band, it's always the drummer's fault. I think that's the core.
Right.
You know?
Right.
That song was too fast. What were you doing? Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Is it our fault? Is it our responsibility 100%? Because then we should use a metronome. You can get that live BPM metronome.
Well, one of the pet peeves I had thrown on there too was when you're using tracks in a band and the band doesn't want to have click in their ears. And they look at you like, well, you're the drummer, you should have click in your ears. I'm like, yeah, I agree. But why is it that you guys don't want click in your ears too?
Right.
What's the problem with them having click in the ears? And you're talking about, is it the drummer's responsibility? I mean,
well, what in that case, what happens? They'll play along with the track if the drums cut out.
what? Wait, what?
Well, when you're playing a song and you're using a track,
Yeah.
presumably you're not playing the entire track. There's times when you'll cut out. Then what will happen?
Exactly. There's a lot of times where the guitar player and the singer might start. And so the guitar player will look back at me and he's like, can you just keep time in your hats? Like, that's what the metronome's for. Instead, I'm now doing this.
Now you're being forced to make that musical choice that you don't want to make.
But I don't want to make it.
And your brand is being tarnished.
Exactly. They're like, well, Dave can't not play the drums. Like, no, my singer doesn't want to use a metronome
left foot.
in your ears like a responsible musician. Anyway, that's a pet peeve of mine too, as you can see.
Okay, here's one. Maybe this is going to be a little bit controversial. Maybe I'm kind of off base.
All right.
But when a drummer or drummers go way over the top with their showmanship and they act like everything they play is the hardest on the planet.
Yes.
Is this, do you do this? There's some people I find that when they're playing, and I mean, there's being into it,
Yeah.
and then there's like putting on a performance.
Like where every cymbal hit or snare hit, you're like, oh, like it's taking everything it is in you. And I am a showman. Okay, don't get me wrong. I like little spins here. I like making it look like you're really working, but don't make it look like, man, that like snare hit's like the thing from God. It's like,
You know when
over the top.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I agree. Theatrics, right?
That's
Drumming and live music is very much about is entertainment, but. I think there's got to be a line there where it's like it becomes too much, and that's where you have videos where like this drummer's at the wrong gig, or there's that other video where there's this lady singing a ballad in like a jazz club, and the drummer is just going off with the spins, and it's the slowest song ever.
Yeah.
And there's that other video. Oh man, we should have pulled these up.
Which one?
Where he's playing in church.
Yeah, the wrong drummer at the right gig, or the right drummer for the wrong gig?
No. This drummer was playing in church like a Roland V drum kit, and it was like, a standard kind of worship song, and he's just shredding his double bass and blast beats.
That's right.
It's just way over the top. But you wonder if those are jokes or if actually serious.
Well, it's kind of like he's one of the guys that only gets to play on Sundays.
Right.
So he's going to use that opportunity. Drum fill, or no, who is it? Oh, I missed it.
You missed it?
I missed it. Chat goes too fast. Anyway, they were saying it seems like this is a therapy session for Dave. Yeah, Andrew Scott. Yeah, okay. That's fair. I can vent. But does anyone not agree with some of these pet peeves? Come on. I can't be the only one.
Yeah, if any of the Drumeos has any pet peeves, feel free to put them in the questions tab and I can read them live while we're here. Oh, Dave, maybe you can check on those and kind of bring them up as they come.
Yeah. Let's see. What do you guys have pet peeves? And now this is only Drumeo members here. If you're on YouTube, let us know too.
Okay, so here's another one. Any sort of hardware, primarily drum stools that slowly slide down. Did you ever have those? And even if you sometimes cranked the post super tight with a memory lock, still didn't matter.
It didn't matter.
As we're getting older, we're getting bigger.
I'm a big dude, all right? I need a throne that's going to support me.
Yeah.
And it just slides down and slides down and slides down. Yeah, those are the worst.
Not good.
That's why you always say good throne is the most important part of your drum kit, right?
Okay, Dave, man, that's lots of pet peeves. Maybe we'll read some from Drumeo students or the YouTube chat as we move on. But I got this ultimate drummers time signature quiz, which I want to.
Am I on the kit for this?
You're on the kit. Oh no, you're not. I'm on the kit.
So you're gonna. Okay, well, explain what it is.
Okay,
first.
so here's what we're gonna do. I've written out. Let me just get the document up here.
Time signature quiz, and I'm assuming everyone listening and watching can participate too. Is that what we're gonna do?
Yeah, of course. You can always post in the. Where can I find it now?
All right. So you're gonna play. You're gonna play a groove.
Stall for a minute.
And
Go.
you're gonna try. I'm assuming.
Come on, Dave. Stall.
All right, so you're gonna play a groove, and I'm gonna try and guess what time signature it is. You're gonna hopefully try and trick us here.
So I have 12 time signatures, which I'm gonna play. Each one of them on the drums. And for all of you watching in the chat, feel free to post in the comments while we're going along to see if you can get it.
Okay.
Dave's gonna be sitting over here.
Okay.
After I'm finished, I'm gonna look over at Dave and say, hey, what was the time signature? Then I'll tell him if he was right or wrong. I'm guessing he'll mostly be wrong. And at the end of that, I have 7 questions, which I'm going to put you on a timer where you have to guess them within 90 seconds.
7 questions around that beat that you played?
No, just questions about time signatures. Because Dave, those of you who don't know this, Dave has worked with pretty much all the artists that have come out. So around 300-ish artists. And all of these artists that come out have to prepare sheet music, or at least most of them.
They're going to go through the test.
And so Dave's responsible to really figure out how to transcribe people's playing. And so you're interpreting like hundreds of different drummers, chicken scratching, and finding a way to input it into Finale, which is the program we use. And so I think he's very uniquely qualified to do this, but I actually do think I'm going to stump you on a few of these.
Okay,
so let's
I'm
do
excited.
it. We're going to switch.
I'm excited. We'll see. And yeah. Okay.
Let's see.
All right.
Oh, you got some swass all over the stool.
There's no way I got swass on the stool. I didn't even play anything.
Okay. So some of these might take me a second just to get into my head. Can you pass me those sticks? Okay, so the first one, I'm going to kind of go out of order in the way I wrote them. So.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
What is it?
Should we let them guess at least first? I'll tell you what I guess it is. I think that's 5/4.
Yeah.
Yes.
You got it, dude.
Boom.
All right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1.
Okay, so why do you say 5/4?
Because of the pulse that you had. You were playing quarter notes on your hi-hats. Now I know it's very interpretive there.
I was playing eighth notes.
Yeah, you were playing eighths.
You
1,
knew that.
2, 3, 4, 5. So I listen to when it is we're going to repeat, and then I kind of bob my head to the pulse, and that's where I will dictate where the pulse is,
right.
And it's a feel thing, and that's why I say 5/4.
Okay.
Next one.
Here we go.
That one's an easy one, but I'm curious to see if I'm going to get this one right in terms of your interpretation. I say 6/8.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you did get it right. And so it's interesting how he's interpreting this, because you could have interpreted it as 6/4.
Yep.
Right? You would have to almost listen to...
Or even 3/4.
Or even 3/4, yeah. But you would generally listen to the melody of the song, or the melody of the bass line, or other things within the song that would kind of help frame what that time signature is, right? And so just on its own, I kind of figured you'd get the 6/8.
Yeah.
But you'd almost like to hear more of a swing when that was happening, right? That's clearly a 6/8.
Well, it's also how you group the notes, right?
Yeah.
So you have 2 groups of 3 in there. And actually, believe it or not, there's a really cool lesson in the method of Drumeo about this, because so many people ask about the difference between 6/4, 3/4, 6/8, and it's about how you group the notes and how you internalize them.
Yeah.
Okay, let's hear the next one. Oh, this one you have to get your mind for. Okay, this is going to be a challenge, I think. This one.
Okay.
Okay. So that is, can you play it one more time? I want to say 9/16, but I think it's because it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4.
You're right
5,
there.
6, 7, 1,
But
2.
but then it's not 9/16.
It's not 9/16 then, so it would be 1, 2, 3.
But you're on the right path.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm counting an 8th note in there as well. So I was gonna have to say 1, 2.
You're counting 8th notes plus the 16th note.
Yeah, plus a 16th note.
So you know it's 16.
15. No. Because if I'm counting 8 notes there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 13, 13, 8. No.
No, it's not. It's 13/16.
13,
But maybe
16. Because if you're doing 13, yeah, I guess it would be.
it's 13/16.
Yeah, it's 13/16. 1, 2, 3,
Now,
4,
could
5,
you-
6, 7, 1,
You could
2.
guess 13/8 and be right
Yeah.
about that as well, but I probably would have played it a little bit differently.
Yeah, you wouldn't have had the skip, and your phrase would have been different.
Yeah, exactly.
That was a tough one. That one was a tough one.
Yeah.
Tyson, did you get that one?
I thought it might be 11, but I was still trying to count it in my head.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was at 15/16. I counted a couple extra beats.
Yeah.
Yeah. 15, 16, well, you would have gotten to 4 at least and almost got to 4.
There's a bunch of Drumeo students that guessed like 11/8. Skitch Patterson guessed 7/16. Mike B 7/8.
Oh, there we go.
Brownridge 7/4.
P-Dub, I got to 7 with you on there, but there was the skip that didn't resolve in 7.
Yeah.
So it was 1 less than that. So 14 is 2 7s, so it was 1 less than that, so 13.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice. Okay, next
Okay.
one. Let me try. Ready?
Okay. I mean, is this a trick?
Too
Is this a
easy.
trick? What are you saying in the Drumeo chat? Let's see. 4-4. That's what Skitch Patterson says. 4-4-4-4. Funk It Up says 4-4. Alex. Yeah, that's 4-4.
You got it. You got it. Okay, next one.
This is a good. I'm glad you did this one. Okay, so I counted this one as an 8th note meter. There's one backbeat in there. The way he was phrasing it, I counted 5/8.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did anyone get that out there? Tyson, did you get that one?
I got that one for sure.
You got that one?
Now, if I were, did you get Dylan to you did.
Yep.
Nice.
Dylan's not a drummer, but he edits a lot of drum videos.
Yeah.
So I think you're a drummer in your head.
Now, Music Dragon said 10/8. You're actually not wrong.
You're
Music
not wrong.
Dragon, you're not wrong.
You're not wrong.
No.
So just to keep it moving on this vein, because it's a little bit educational and I like that.
Okay.
I'm going to play 5/4 the way I wrote it in its most basic form.
Okay.
And then I think you'll be able to hear kind of the differences between it. So
Let's hear
here's
it.
5/4. Sounds like the speed of it doubles, but my right hand's not really doing anything different there. I'm just playing 8th notes in the right hand as opposed to, well, I was playing 8th notes before, but double the amount of them, right? Because you could have, in the 5/4, you could have added, well, you could have almost said 5/8 is just quarter notes, and it'd be 5/4. But it'd be very rigid.
Just the rate you're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, or 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and.
Okay, another
Love
one.
this stuff. Nerd. This is drum nerd stuff.
I had to change the way I'm so used to playing certain time signatures in a specific way.
Yeah.
So when I rewrote them out, I had to try and simplify them a little bit, and I'm not used to playing them this way. So let me try.
I think I already know what time signatures is just based on what you said.
No, you think you know, but you don't.
Okay.
Okay? How about that?
Okay.
I'm changing it.
Shit. All right. I feel this one's 9/8. And how I got there, if you don't catch it the first time, always listen to the bass drum. Most drummers will anchor their one on the bass drum, and then you just start counting how many times that hi-hat's played before you hear the next bass drum.
Yeah. And another tip there is if you want to actually start kind of getting out of the habit of anchoring with the bass drum, because as drummers, we kind of get sick of it being so obviously 7/8. We want to kind of confuse people, kind of like that, what is it, the Vinny, right? Where he does the groups of 4 over 5. Gives that like polyrhythmic type vibe. But drummers like to shake it up a little bit, build tension within the drum part. So one thing you could do is you could do 1 bar of 9, normal, and then you could say on the next bar, on every opposite other bar, I'm going to put the bass drum on just the second hi-hat hit. So that would sound like this, and it's going to sound a little bit different, right?
I see what you mean.
Yeah. So you can kind of like switch it up, and that's where you kind of can start exploring some feels outside of the zones in which you're totally comfortable with.
Love that. Another thing I do a lot too, especially with time signatures that were beyond 8, like 9, 16s and stuff, is for 9/8, think about the first pattern as 4 and the second pattern as 5, because it makes you play differently. It's like 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1.
And that's a really good point, Dave, because that'll actually doing that is what you're going to have to do when you listen to music. So generally when this type of thing happens, you're going to craft a beat to a guitar part or a piano part. And that piano part is, if the song is in 9/8, it's likely written divided up in that way. And they don't always just do bars of 5 and bars of 4. Yeah. Because the phrasing doesn't actually work like that within the context of the music. So they need to do 9, but the feel of it for you is going to be 5 and 4. It's tough to explain.
Hey? It is. And the coolest part is when you get a band where the guitar parts are like maybe 3 and 6, but the drummer's doing maybe 5 and 4, so they clash, but they still relate, and that's where you get some cool rhythmic tension there.
Yeah.
Okay. You got another one?
Let's try another one.
Okay.
Whoops. This is a hard one.
Okay,
give the chat a minute.
This one's a good one. Yeah, I'm going to give the chat some time. I know this one.
Are you sure you know it?
It's not 18. Lucas Lee got it. Sketch Patterson got it.
Did we have a Marco Miniman live lesson on this one?
Andrew Scott.
I'm sure he's probably playing this with one
16?
hand.
Tyson?
15?
15.
Yeah, it's
15, 16. Yeah.
1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and 1 E and a...
Yeah, and that's what Tyson is doing is the exact way I would learn to count this.
Yeah.
So you basically just don't count all the way to the end.
No.
Right? Stop on the and, leave out the ah.
Yeah.
But the challenge there, it's not going to feel, you're going to probably go 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and 1 E and a 2. It's really hard, right? Your body just wants to get that extra note in because it's called odd time signatures, not only because it is an odd number, but it feels very odd to play.
Yeah,
right?
Totally. Everyone who got that one right out there in YouTube land, congratulations.
There's a few.
I just count that as 8, then 7, then 8, then 7, then 8, then 7.
So like you count 2, 8, and then 7?
Yeah, I'll count, yeah, depending on how the song goes, I'll count to 7, then count to 8, and it kind of just keeps me hopping back and forth. I know that's 15.
Yeah, and I, in some contexts that'll work, but in some cases I don't know if that always would it?
It would, but you just got to make sure you're not messing up your own playing. Because as long as you're not double syllabling 7, which always ends up happening when you go to 8, because you're thinking about a lot of stuff. So
Yeah.
I would even subdivide that even further. But for me, 15, 16 is like 7, 8, but then
Yeah.
you just add one little skip to the end of it.
Yeah, I love hearing though how other drummers break it up though. So
Totally.
nice. So
Listen-
Tyson has his own way. Drac has his own way.
Yeah.
You got your own way. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. And I mean, we all get to the same spot, right?
Totally.
Okay, let me give you another one.
Okay. Okay, let's see the chat. Tyson, I know you know this one. Jack, I know you know this one. Dylan, I'm sure you know this one. Okay, Andrew, Scott, Sketch, or Keith Stern. No, sorry. Yeah, a lot of people are getting it. Doug, it's not 9-2. 9-2 would be a very, very, very boring time.
So 9 would mean the number of notes, right? The bottom number is the value of those notes. So that's 9 half notes. would
9
that be?
half notes per bar. You're
it be
counting. The pulse is half notes. You wouldn't want that one.
No.
27-1, Jack. That's incorrect. It was 7-8.
27.
7-8. That's the right one.
Drum Phil says this segment is giving him a migraine. Okay, Dave, one more, and then I'm going to give you the 90 seconds to actually answer 7 questions related to time signatures. And if you don't get it, you have to do
Oh no.
50 push-ups.
50 push-ups.
No, if you don't do it, you're fired, and Tyson gets your seat.
Oh my goodness. 90 seconds. All right. Okay.
You in
I'm
then?
in.
Okay, here we go. I probably look like
I know. I
a little
think
crooked face.
that's a tough. Okay, I think I know this one. Since it was a tough one, I'm going to test my knowledge. 1916.
Yes, but it was kind of obvious because I haven't done that one. I did the 13.
Oh, it could have been 21-16.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I thought of that one.
Yeah, I can't play in 21, man. I only can count as high as 20.
Well, the thing is about 21 is it's just 3 7s, right? So you
true.
just phrase that, through.
So you could do right, left, right, left, right, left, left. Yeah, but there's no backbeat to that.
You could have put a backbeat in and crashed every 3 bars, and then you could have faked away from 21-16.
Yeah.
Anyone else in internet line get that? Alex997, way to go, Dave. Thank you. Pbub580.
Yeah, you know, odd time, Stidger just says, I got to learn this odd time lark. And a lot of people are kind of turned off from odd time. It's a little bit unapproachable. And my advice to you would be just like try it. Just try learning 7.
Yeah.
And so whether it's 7/4 or 7/8, you're basically just removing an eighth note or removing a quarter note from 2 bars of 4/4, right?
Yeah, and like for me, when I was learning odd time, I was into that kind of music.
Yeah.
So I always had a melody to go behind it. And
Sure.
like to this day, when I'm trying to learn anything odd, I put a melody behind it. Whatever it is, sing some sort of rhythm, sing some sort of melody. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
And I sing it. And then you don't think it, you don't count it. It just becomes part of the melody that you're internally playing,
Yeah. Awesome.
Okay, let's do this, man.
Okay,
I don't
does someone have a
fire.
phone? Can you do it?
I'm on it.
Yeah, he's going to set the timer.
So
Okay.
7 questions around odd time or time signatures.
Yeah, and listen to the question
Okay.
very carefully, because I don't want you to call a technicality on me or anything.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
You got to earn this job, Dave. It's not just giving it to you every time.
Okay,
You got to go to work here.
Gotta go to work.
Ready? 90 seconds?
90 seconds and go.
How many quarter notes fit into a bar of 7/8?
3.5.
How many quarter notes fit into a bar of 7/8?
3.
How many eighth notes fit into a bar of 15/16?
15, 16. That would be 7.
How many 16th notes fit into a bar of 5/8?
20.
How many 16th notes fit into a bar of 5/8?
Oh, 5/8. Sorry. 10.
How many quarter notes fit into a bar of 9/8?
4.
How many eighth note triplets fit into a bar of 3/4?
8th note triplets. 12.
How many eighth note triplets fit into a bar of 3/4?
Oh, 9. Sorry.
How many 16th note triplets fit into a bar of 7/8?
7, 16, 16, 7. One more time. Read the question for
How
one more
many
time.
16th note triplets fit into a bar of 7/8? Math. Susan's like math.
So 7, 8 notes and 16 note triplets. So 1 16th note triplet and 8 notes is 6. 6 and 7 is 40. No, that's not right. Okay, next question. I'll come back to that one.
How many 16th note triplets fit into a bar of 15/16?
16, 7 times 7. 21. 21.
Sorry about all your ears.
21. Did I get
Yes.
the last one right?
Yes.
I got the last one right.
How did you not get the other one right? It was way harder.
Hey,
It was way harder to.
I just needed to figure out the math behind it. That was all.
Well, it is weird because I learned this by writing sheet music in Finale, and so a lot of
Yeah.
times it's really hard to compute in the brain. But so I checked all my work on all these prior to doing this.
Brilliant.
And so I put in the time series 7/8, and then I entered as many 16th note triplets as I could, and
Yeah.
figured out what was left at the end.
Yeah.
Because you can guess, but and for things like these, you want to be sure.
You want to be sure. Well, you think, okay, so 8th note triplets, you can get 3 in a quarter note, you can get 6 in an 8th note. So if you have 15, 16, that means you have 7 8th notes, and then you times that by 3, which is 21. That's how I did that.
21.
And then
7/8 is 21. That's what you should just.
That's what I should have just done.
The way you got to 15/16 was through 7/8.
Yeah. It was close.
All right,
that
all
was a
right,
good test. I
Well,
like
man,
that.
you did much better than I thought you would. I would not want to be put on the spot like that. So you win a prize.
Oh, yes. My job. I get to keep my job.
Here.
He's looking around.
What do you have for him? Do you have a battery or something over there?
There's a drumstick sleeve here. You can have
Oh, thanks, Tyson. Woohoo. That was good, though. That was good.
Okay, let me just check my list here, see what else we got. Okay, next up, we got a few minutes left here. We're going to do Tyson social drumming experiments. Unless someone else has a better idea for a name, for now we're going to go with that. Oh,
Apparently, it's been another minute and a half. Sorry about that.
that's all right.
What's the shtick today there, Tyson?
Shtick today is with shticks. So I've got a ride cymbal. It's Dave's favorite ride cymbal. It's a Peisty signature reflector bell ride, 20-inch. I've got 5 different types of hitting implements here. A couple of different sticks. Well, a wood tip stick, a nylon tip stick, 2 different types of rods, and a brush.
Uh-huh.
And I just want to tell you to tell me what I'm playing this ride cymbal with.
Okay, so and you're gonna tell us after you've gone through all of them. We have to keep track of what you do,
Sure.
or you're gonna tell us after you do it.
Let's do it. Yeah, like that. After I do it.
Okay.
What is this stick?
That almost sounds like metal on metal.
It does.
Is his vocal microphone on, or is there a mic on the cymbal as well?
There's a mic on the cymbal.
Okay, so that was a tip. You're asking us if it was wood tip, nylon tip.
A hot rod or a brush.
The chat's going nylon.
Yeah, but that's such a bright, brilliant symbol.
I feel like the chat might.
Jeez, do we listen to the chat? I mean, they're hearing it pretty well.
What do you got?
Tyson, can you not do A and B on
Do it
the
again.
two?
Do it again.
Here's it, the same one again.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna go nylon.
I'm gonna go wood, and the only reason why I'm going wood is because I know the next one's gonna be even brighter. I know that symbol, man.
What is it, Tyson?
That was the nylon tip.
Ah, no.
Okay, can the chat, after I said that, I saw a few people say that they can see you.
What?
Can they see the stick? They can't.
There's no way they can see the stack.
Tyson, are you live streaming back there?
I'm not live streaming back here, I promise. They cannot see me.
You did cut, you cut the cam to him?
Yeah, briefly we did.
Ah, okay. They saw it.
Okay, well, I got
saw
that
it.
one wrong.
Okay, next one.
Ready?
Yeah.
That's wood tip to me.
I'm going to go with, what kind of hot rods were they? There was 2 kinds of hot rods?
There was.
Okay, it's going to be one of the hot rods. I don't think that, I mean, unless he was really light on the first one, I'm going to say the,
That sounds like wood tip.
oh, yeah.
No, maybe not. You went with it. Final answer.
Final answer
What
is
is
hot
it?
rod.
It's a rod.
Yes.
Wow.
It is a rod.
Can you throw that rod to me? I want to see what, that sounded a lot like this is crazy. This is the one he used. Oh, that doesn't even look like the,
Let's see.
I thought they were the thick bundles.
That's the standard. That's the Vader splash stick is what it's called. Splash stick.
These are awesome because you can do rim shots with them,
Yeah.
and they don't really
Yeah,
break that much.
super cool.
All right, next up.
Okay, here's another one.
That's for sure hot rod,
That's a hot rod again.
unless it's like the back end of a rubber brush.
It is a hot rod. It is
Yeah.
a headhunter's hot rod called a Bing Bong. And it's actually nylon sleeve to the outside and then like a cross wooden core on the inside.
Throw that
A
one to me.
little heavier.
Let's see
A
that
little
one.
heavier. Oh,
There you go, Jared.
so the last two. should be
Come on
pretty
with that
easy.
throw.
Oh, it's very like dead feeling.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Well, the last one's wood tip. Oh, no. I mean,
Can you do it again? It's getting that bell sound.
brushes. It's brushes.
Brushes, final answer.
Brushes. Fine.
That was a standard Vic Firth wire brush.
Wire brush.
Throw it at Dave.
I'm going to throw it at Dave.
Gonna catch one.
I was told to throw it at Dave.
You're not even close to catching
I
it.
didn't. Gosh.
So that just leaves us with our good old wood tip
The
drumstick.
worst. All right.
Yeah. All right.
Listen to this. Wood tip. Nylon tip.
Yeah, it's different. It's different.
Barely, but it is different.
Through my headphones, it sounds almost identical.
Yeah.
Right.
It feels different, but it sounds almost identical.
Thanks, Tyson.
Yes.
Guys,
Yeah. Okay, let's give away some stuff.
Yes. Okay,
hey?
we're gonna give away this NBO backboard. This thing here on the side of on the hi hat over here. This is gonna go to the one lucky Drumeo student. For those watching on YouTube, you're like, what? I thought I was inside of Drumeo. Well, no, Drumeo is actually we have an app. We have an entirely different platform which we live stream on regularly. You can go check that out at drumeo.com/trial and become a part of our community. I always say it's the world's best drummer community. It's filled with amazing people who all want to build each other up and help each other learn to play the songs they love and support each other best of all. And I'm so proud to be a part of this community. Hey?
Totally. Yeah, totally.
So
It's awesome.
anyone who's a Drumeo student knows what I'm talking about. It's
Yeah.
pretty awesome. So if you're not a Drumeo student, you're on YouTube, nothing against YouTube or the YouTube drum community. We partner with a lot of YouTube drummers out there. But I highly recommend you go and check out Drumeo. It's free for 7 days. You join our community. If you like it, you can consider staying on longer. Okay, so Drumeo students, now in the chat, I see 121 of you there watching. Let's, what type of question can I give them?
usually you pick a number.
Give
Oh.
give a time signature.
Yes.
Play a time signature.
I was
Okay.
going right there.
Yeah.
Okay, how
We literally just did a test.
many 16th note triplets
Okay.
in 7/16?
How many 16th note triplets in 7/16? This is a good one.
Okay,
This is a good one.
You have to tell me, Dave. I'm trying to.
Oh, really?
No.
Do you know the answer? Do you know the answer, Jared? We have 9 9, 21.
You say.
So 2, you say, so 2, okay, I'll just do the math with everyone here because we already have the answers here, guys.
Okay.
So we have 6 for every eighth note. Okay, 6 eighth note. So if we have
Right.
7/16, that's 6 or 3 eighth notes.
Yeah.
So that's 12,
Yeah.
18, and
18.
7/16.
Yeah.
18. So let's see who got 18. Oh, it doesn't look like anyone.
Funk
did.
it up.
Funk it up. Woohoo! Funk it up. Congratulations.
Email Dave@drumeo.com and
Dave@drumeo.com.
he'll hook you up.
Actually, email Tyson@drumeo.com because I am not going to be here for the next week.
Oh.
So Tyson@drumeo.com.
I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah, put it in the chat. Tyson@drumeo.com. He'll make sure this gets shipped to you. Lance says, I said 9 twice. Does that count? You know, not Lance. Bragging rights, yes, it does. But prize-wise,
Okay, we're gonna do another one for the YouTubers. For everyone watching on YouTube, you got to be here watching live with us. We're gonna do another skill testing question.
okay, make it not as hard this time.
Okay,
Because
I'll actually do one of the ones that we talked about in the stream
okay,
to see if everyone was listening.
all right.
How many quarter notes fit into a bar of 9/8? How many quarter notes fit into a bar of 9/8? You're going to win an annual membership to Drumeo Edge, all the community stuff I just talked about. How many quarter notes in 9/8? David Piercy.
Did you get it?
Yep. You can email Tyson@drumeo.com.
What was the answer, Jared?
4.
Congratulations.
Tyson@drumeo.com. He'll hook you up with, or he'll send you to the right people to hook you up for the Drumeo membership. And that's it, man. Woo. This has been really fun. It's
Yeah.
different. It's different. It's more pressure hosting.
It is a little bit more. Hey, I'm not even hosting, but we do miss Kyle and we miss Brandon. We miss
Yes.
the team. But I had a blast. It's like old times, man. We used to do this almost
amazing.
every day for like years.
Yeah. So we have next week. We're doing another one of these for those still watching. We're going to have a very, very special guest. We're not going to tell now because we're not sure yet. We're going to have a very special guest on the show in the studio with us. We'll try not to throw sticks at them. We'll try and be respectful of that. So make sure you tune in for that. We're going to be giving stuff away every single week. We have a new sponsor, new giveaways, and more drumming fun at the drum department. So thank you to the crew, Tyson, Dylan, Jack, for you all being here. Thank you to all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
Bye-bye.